So this is an HVAC diverter. There's a actuator on here that when you have different zones for an HVAC system that will open and shut this flap depending on which zone you want the air to flow into. So we noticed that our basement was not getting any air. And I went into the basement and fiddled around with this actuator here, and when I pushed on it, all of a sudden this opened up. So I wanted to take this out and do a video on it and show why this was happening. So when this is open, air was going into the basement. And so if somebody in the different part of the house wanted to have air, but if in the basement the system wasn't being used, then this is supposed to shut, which it's doing. And this is the original actuator here. The problem was when somebody in the basement wanted to get air, this is supposed to open. And about half the time this would not open. So when you remove the voltage here, I'm going to go ahead and remove the voltage. This is a 24 volt actuator, so it's relatively low voltage and relatively safe. So I want to remove this. What's supposed to happen is this is supposed to open, but as you can see, it's really slow opening. And most of the time it gets hung up, like right now it's stuck. And it's just not, it's refusing to open. So it's supposed to open very quickly. So you can see it closes no problem, but it just wasn't opening. So the resolution to this is, I didn't have to take this duct out. To fix it, all I had to do was just replace this piece right here. But this is just for illustration purposes, just so you can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this, and we'll see how much better this works once this actuator is replaced. And then once that's done, I'll be confident that we'll have air, proper airflow in the basement when the system calls for it. Okay, so in order to replace this damper, I looked up this model number here, which case this is an M847D 1004, and I just Googled it and I found this one on Amazon here, which is a model VDM10 by Valima, and it's same specs. It's considered to be a direct replacement for this. Now note that this is a normally open damper here. So when this is not energized, this should be here. These are 90-degree travel dampers. So it should be right about there, about 90 degrees from being shut. So to take this off, I used a 3/16 Allen wrench to take this off, and it just comes right off. All right, so putting this in the normally open position, I just insert this one in. Goes right on. This, by the way, is a 5/16 shaft, and I'm going to use a 1/8 inch Allen wrench on this one to tighten it down. Now I don't know, this might need to have a little bit of adjustment. We'll see though, because we're just go ahead and we'll hook this up and just hook up our 24 volts AC to this right here. I'm going to go ahead and see how it travels. Okay, it's already closing. See how far it travels. You might need to make a little adjustment on it so that it closes tightly. The main thing is that once we do that, when we cut the power to this, it's supposed to open up based on the spring. The spring on this old one, either the gears were getting hung up or the spring was up against something. For some reason, it just wasn't opening back. Let's see. So this is actually fully closed right now, which is great. This is considered just a plug and play installation for this. There's no adjustments on this. So now when we disconnect this, when somebody in the basement is calling for air, this power gets removed from this, and you can see this very quickly. A lot of force, opens right up, and it's right about 90 degrees right there. So that's what will fix this. That's the perfect solution for this, and I'm very confident that the HVAC system, the zoning and diversion will work properly from now on. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. For more electronics education and discussion for appliance and field technicians, please go to techcircuit.org or search for the Facebook group, The Tech Circuit.